Okay, good evening all. Delighted to be joined by a head coach of Scotland, Gregor Townsend. As explained, if you could raise your hand for questions and wait for the microphone, as we do have simultaneous translation. Gregor?
Just apologise on Stuart McAnally's behalf. He's just a little bit out of breath just now, so we hope he can join us later. If not, he'll be in the mix zone.
Thanks, Gregor. Perhaps you could just start with some thoughts on today's game.
Yeah, well, disappointing is initial thought. We didn't start with the energy, accuracy and aggression that is required to beat a team like Ireland. Ireland started very well and they took their chances when they got into our 22. And probably of any team in world rugby, if you give them a 15 to 20 point start, it's going to be very difficult to come back.
Thank you. First question here. Can I have a microphone at the front? Thanks. Front row. Here. Thank you.
Oh, hi, Gregor. What areas of Ireland's game did you struggle with the most?
Well, they just converted mistakes into territory, mistakes into points directly. They've got a template we all know about, and that if you do give them chances within your third of the field, they often take them. They went to the driving line a few times. A couple of times I think we had loose ball that they attacked off. One I think led to a try, another one led to a scrum 5. So they turned any pressure that we had on them into real pressure on our line.
On the far side.
Gregor, it's a World Cup game. How could a team start with energy or aggression?
Well, that's what we're asking each other. Look, the energy wasn't there, but it wasn't as high as it has to be beat a team like Ireland. And whether that wasn't there in the warm-up, or a few players hadn't played for 2 or 3 weeks, they certainly had trained really well. We just missed the start of that game, which was very disappointing.
Just one row back. Thank you.
Sorry, just Gregor, just follow up on that. I mean, there's multiple examples now of the team not starting games with energy and aggression. Numerous examples of it, going back a number of years. What is the problem with these guys?
I would say there's examples of us starting well in games. So if you're going back a number of years, you can take out anything really. So today we missed that first 20 minutes, and credit to Ireland, they started really well and put points on the board.
Gregor, bonus point for Ireland. Japan obviously getting a good start as well. Where does that leave you, and what needs to happen next for Scotland to get into the quarters?
Well, we need to win our next 3 games, and whether the result had been different today, we need to win the next 3 games. We have to bounce back, play a lot better against Samoa, and carry that on to Russia and obviously especially Japan, who've started the tournament well.
Okay, just hold on for the interpretation. Okay.
Gregor, apart from the aggression you were talking about, there were an awful lot of handling errors in that opening quarter as well. Was that, and the weather hadn't come in at that point in the proceedings, what was that all about? Yeah,
I think there was handling errors from both teams. The ball was wet because the rain had fallen before. Some of it, the errors that we were getting from Ireland were due to kick pressure. Some of the errors that we made were due to their defensive pressure. So it was a high turnover game. I think both teams were close to 20 turnovers. Partly weather, partly due to good defence.
Thank you. Just a second. Yeah.
Gregor, you've got a very, very experienced team there, but and you talked about making the right decisions all the time. Do you think you ever earned the right to go wide in the way that you did?
Did we earn the right to go wide? I suppose if you go wide and there's space there and you execute, then you've earned the right. If you haven't narrowed up the defence, then you haven't. So sometimes we found space there. I think twice we got a lot of yards in the wide channel, and then we missed the ruck, which is very disappointing. To not get that next ruck when you've got him behind the defence.
Okay, thanks. Next question here.
Greg, can you give news about Hamish Watson and if there are other injury guy?
Hamish is our only injury concern, so he had a knee injury that we will hopefully be getting more information tonight if we can get a scan. Obviously, it doesn't look good when a player is stretchered off the field, so we'll wait and see later tonight.
Is there a question here? Done? Okay. Any further question? Yeah, front row. Here, please. Microphone in the front row. Thank you.
Gregor, there was a sense that Ireland were holding something back for this World Cup. Did they do anything that surprised you tonight?
No, they played very well, and they played really well in the last two games. To go to Wales and win a game with a mixed team showed their strength and depth, and then to win at home comfortably against Wales shows what a quality side they are. So they played to their strengths. I don't think it was probably the weather conditions to have a three-phase play that they've maybe been looking to bring out. They were effective with the line-out drive. That got them penalties and it got them scores on the board. So they obviously worked really well in the set piece, and they made the most of their possession in our third of the field.
Okay.
Gregor, just on Hamish, obviously rotten luck for him to be injured at this time because he's obviously been back into good form, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think it would be bad luck for any player if he misses the World Cup. We had a player that missed out on selection 2 or 3 weeks ago in Sam Skinner, but we've always known or presumed that there will be people that will miss the World Cup after each game that we play. And let's hope that's not the case with Hamish. The good news is Jamie Ritchie will be available for our next game. He's back in full training, so if Hamish does miss that game, at least we have Jamie who can play open side available, and I thought Fraser Brown did a good job at open side when he came on today.
And any concerns with the clean out that led to the injury, or how do you see that?
I didn't really. I saw that. I saw one angle. Obviously, there was two bodies hitting from either side, but I didn't look into more depth than that. Just obviously the severity of his injury. We're waiting to see that news.
Okay.
Gregor, if Hamish doesn't make it, would Magness come into your thinking as a replacement?
Yeah, Magness obviously still in Japan, and we held on to him just in case we didn't have any luck with injuries this weekend, and the likes of Blade and Jamie hadn't came through training this week. So if Hamish was to miss out, then Magness would be the obvious replacement.
Okay, we'll come here on the third row, and then we have time for one more after that.
Gregor, it'll obviously take you some time to properly analyse tonight, but at the moment, what's your overriding emotion? Is it anger? Is it disappointment? And is there general concern about how you change things going forward?
There's disappointment. Obviously, when you are part of a squad that is building up for the first game and you don't play your best, then you're disappointed. The players are very disappointed. We didn't show our best version of ourselves tonight. I've seen that in training. I've seen that in the last 2 or 3 games. But when you don't do that against the best teams in the world, they will punish you. Now, the World Cup has just begun, and we have to play much better in our next three games if we're going to make it out of our pool. But I believe in the squad that they will bounce back and be much better against Samoa in 8 days' time.
Okay, final question.
フリーランスの向井と申します。今後、具体的にグラウンドの中でどういうことを修正したいか、そのあたりをお願いいたします。
Well, we have to be more accurate. There were times when our game put Ireland under pressure. So whether that was through some of our kicking in the first half, getting the balls into the wide channels at times in the first half, and the second half through tighter play, which obviously was a more the thing that we had to do well because of the wet weather. Our line of drive should have produced more than just penalties, and some of our carrying in the second half was much better. So we feel that the game we play can pressure opposition when we're accurate. It's a game that involves running the ball, kicking and defence, and all those aspects have to be much better if we are to progress into the quarterfinals, and I believe there will be.
Thank you, Gregor. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.